morning. We're out here at Gunlock Reservoir this morning. It's about 7:45. Sun just came up 15 minutes ago. We're gonna try and catch us a bass today. And today is some winter fishing. We're wearing a coat because it's cold as hell out here. So hopefully we can catch a bass before we freeze to death and stay warm and survive. Southern Utah Fish Force, let's fish. So today I'm fishing off of a recommendation from my buddy Shell. Shout out Shell Sims with the fishing advice, thank you. He told me to find the East Rocks, and that is not a very vivid description, but it's all we got. So the East Rocks are where people luck out, and this direction is east, and there's some rocks over there. So we're gonna try those East Rocks, see what happens. I don't know if these are the East Rocks he was talking about, but this looks like a nice little spot. Try her out. So once again, we face a little adversity out here early in the morning. This is not something we're gonna get untied. So we're gonna have to ditch some line, rehook it, the whole 9 yards. Never fun, but it's part of fishing. So yeah, I'll just say goodbye to that, unless I'm gonna make it through the pole. There you go. Tangle's gone. Line we're running again. That's gone too. Start anew. We'll pick up, find a different spot. This one wasn't working anyways. This is probably the biggest reservoir we've hit on the show. There's even a little beach area. So you can get in and swim, you can throw a barbecue. It's not always just about fishing. Alright, so here we are fixing our errors. This is what we're using a second ago, the salty crawling grub jig. Didn't have much luck with that so far. Again, it is super cold out, so it's not the best time to be out here fishing, but I didn't have much confidence in this bait to begin with, and now that I've used it, it's not great. Probably overpaid for it, but that happens sometimes. We're gonna be moving on to these robo worms. They've got like a little pinkish brown color to them that I think the bass here are gonna like. I heard that like reddish is kind of what you want to go for on these bass. I'm gonna try these little pinkish brown worms, and then we're gonna put some red hooks through them. And the red hook makes it look like it's an injured animal, so that even brings in the fish a little more. So let me show you how to redo this line. They all fell out into the bag. That's awesome. So here's one. The red hooks will make it look like it's an injured animal. I will be making a how to tie all the knots that you need out here. So if you think you're missing a lot, well, I'll give you a little more detailed instruction. But the rough explanation is you put it through, you twist it 7 times. If I can get a hold of it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you take your top slack and you stick it through the bottom loop right down next to the hook. Like so. And then you loop it back up through the loop you just created. And you pull that tight. I usually use my mouth at this point. And you can even pinch the knot itself and push it down onto the hook. You always want to give it a test pull. If you can break it, the fish will too. Bite off the slack. There you go, you're ready to go. Now we'll just throw one of these little worms on it. These slimy bad boys. And you want to keep this hook visible, so no need to do the little twisting around stuff. You want the fish to see this hook. So you just poke it through and have it hang off like you're cooking a hot dog over a fire. There you go. We're back in the game, ready to fish for more. This reservoir is massive. Ain't no way we're gonna be able to fish the whole thing without some kind of boat. So right over here is our next spot. East Rocks. I don't know if those are the, the reference to East Rocks, but they didn't work out. So we're gonna try this spot over here. Apparently the bass really like these covered up areas, and you can see these like half flooded trees in here. I think that might be a little bass hangout spot. So we'll give it a shot, see if we can get them, run this little pink worm, see what we get. All right, Fish Force, this was Gunlock Reservoir. It's out here in Gunlock State Park. It's about 20 minutes from where I live out in Ivins, another 20 minutes from St. George, so 30 to 40 minute drive from where you might live in St. George. We didn't see any bass today. That's partially because it's almost December, it's not fishing season anymore. And this is also just a massive reservoir, so we didn't even come close to scratching the entire reservoir. We just got a little area in, and that's all you can do when you just have one morning to come out. So yeah, that was Gunlock. We tried our best. We got caught on a line, and that kind of felt like a fish for a second, so that was probably the most exciting thing to happen today. But it's still a great time to come out here and see the lake and see how huge it is. You can bring motorboats out on this thing, so I mean, if that tells you anything. And anytime you see buoys out on the water, that means you're in for a massive body of water. So it was maybe a little too much to handle for us this morning, but we did our best, and that's how it goes when you fish. It's not always catching the fish, it's the journey to get to catching the fish. So thanks for watching. Southern Utah Fish Force signing out.